Hi, everybody. I'm Ronald Pruitt, president and founder of For a Good Cause. I'm coming to you from the home office of For a Good Cause. For a Good Cause is a simple and effective fundraising platform for a small nonprofit. And I'm here today with one of our clients because we just like to share good ideas and find good case studies and things our other clients or other nonprofits that we're working with can learn from. So today I am with Jamie Burns-Pridgen with Buford Academy, and we're going to talk a little bit about a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign that they put on called Wolfathon. I think you're really going to enjoy it. And I think it's something that other schools that we work with and can learn from and maybe emulate. So, Jamie, thanks so much for being here. I'm really excited to chat with you. I'd love to just start by just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, Buford Academy, your role with them, and just help us understand a little bit about who are we talking about today.
Yeah, so my name's Jamie. I am the vice president of the PTO, Parent Teacher Organization at Buford Academy. Buford Academy is first through third grade school. It's a public school located in Buford, Georgia. We're actually a Title I school, which is interesting when you think about fundraising, because a Title I school means there's a large portion of our students that receive free or reduced lunch. Unique to Buford is we are a public school, but we do allow out-of-district students to pay tuition. So we have a portion of our students that are tuition students, and they are more like private school type students. So there's a unique mixture in our student body. We have about roughly 1,200 students in our student body. And we have just kind of made a commitment as a school, as a PTO, that we only do one fundraiser per year. We don't sell donuts. We don't, sell candles, all the other things, wrapping paper. We just kind of did away with all of that and decided we're going to do one fundraiser.
Yeah, as a parent, thank you for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a parent too. I have 4 kids, and 2 of them are in the Buford City school system. So I'm grateful for that as well, because you kind of just, at one time, you hit up the grandparents, aunts, uncles, everything. So it works out well.
Yeah, so
And so
tell us about Wolfathon. How did this get started? Is this something that the school has done for a long time? And what is it? What do you ask the kids to do? And
Yeah,
how
so this is
work?
the event of the year for our students. I mean, they get so excited about this. The teachers love it. The staff loves it. We make it so fun. My daughter's in 5th grade, and so as long as she's been in school, Wolfathon has been going on. So this is a tradition that's been handed down for, I mean, at least a decade, maybe more.
Okay.
Um, and it's so important to our school that on the PTO board there is a chair, and that's their sole job and sole focus. And so that was my job last year, was just solely focused on Wolfathon. It's our, like I said, our only fundraiser, and what the students do is they raise pledges or donations. And we have a fun run, walk, some kids walk, some kids run, but we have a race day. And the students by grade level will do laps around the school's parking lot. We have a DJ, we have a snow cone truck, we have our school mascot. It's just a huge event. Parents come and watch, and they're super excited. Now, unfortunately, last year with COVID, we weren't allowed to have any parents there, but we have parents and teachers get into it, and they have, class spirit and signs, and it's just so fun. But the students, they reach out to their friends, their family, their parents, their grandparents, and ask, hey, will you support my school? Will you give me money for my race? And they do, and they raise money that way. And it's an amazing fundraiser for our school, and really how we're able to do so much above and beyond the school's normal budget.
Right. And everything is in that one day. And
In
that's
that one day. So what we do, we launch our campaign about a month before the race day.
Okay.
And we have this big kickoff pep rally for our students, and we go all out for this pep rally. And it's at the pep rally that we tell them about the Wolfathon, what they're going to be doing. We remind them, we tell them about they're going to get a free t-shirt, they're going to get all these prizes as they raise money. And so they're very, very excited. They go home to mom and dad, so excited. I'm going to win the Nintendo Switch or whatever, the prizes are. They're so excited. And that day also, we serve our teachers a really nice free breakfast, and we talk to our teachers about this. We get them pumped up and incentivized. So it's a huge day, that pep rally day, and that launches our month-long campaign, and we end the campaign with our race day.
And then it sounds like that your target donor really is that community that surrounds the school. It's the parents, it's the grandparents, it's everyone that the kids know. I assume maybe also the local businesses, those that associate with the school. Tell me, who are you trying to reach with this?
Yeah, so we a couple years ago realized that we have a lot of local businesses that really want to support the school, and they really want to advertise into the school. I mean, the local children's dentist, he really wants all the parents, of Buford to know that
Yeah.
he is a supporter of Buford. His kids go to Buford. And so it's a great marketing tool for some of our local businesses if they really want to sponsor. So we started a corporate sponsorship program a couple years ago. And this year we were able to offer corporate sponsors to give via credit card on the website, which that's been something they have asked for in the past that we didn't have the ability to accommodate. So we get local businesses, and that's something that, our team, we reach out to them and we offer them incentives for giving in the way of marketing mostly to our school and to our families. And then we communicate with them. So that's our target, and they underwrite the cost of the race. So we're able to give free t-shirts to every child, and we're able to give free snow cones to every child, and bring in a DJ and make it really nice and buy really nice prizes for the kids. And then we are believing and hoping that our kids will reach out to their neighbors, their friends, their family, their grandparents, our best donors ever, and reach out. Their parents will reach out to their spheres, and the kids will raise money in a broad way.
Right. I assume that for those local businesses and such, you're giving them their space at that day of event. They're getting their signage, their logos, things of that nature. Is that
So yeah, we have multiple tiers of giving, and because we've built up this race in such a way, we've been able to have even $2,500 sponsorship levels, which is pretty amazing for a small, like, first to third grade school.
Yeah.
But for at that level, they're getting their name on the back of the student agenda, which goes home with students every single day. It's the communication book between students and parents. And teachers, teachers, students, and parents. They're all looking at this daily. And so they get their name on the back. They also have a car tag for students whose parents pick them up and drop them off with the student's number on it. So we use the back of the tag as advertising with all these VIP sponsors, their logos at the $2,500 level. And then we went down from there, and there's other incentives. We have signs in the carpool lines with their business, and that stays up year round. So it's a year-round advertising. We have the race day t-shirts with their logos on the back. We send home communication to parents via email. We put them on the school's website. So there's a lot of ways that we do. And this year, because of COVID, we weren't able to have our sponsors to actually come to the race day. But in the past, we've had the radio station, local radio station there. We've had, all the sponsors there, and really be able to honor them in that way. So yeah, we really honor our sponsors and really market them to our families.
I absolutely love that, because if you're saying that this is your only fundraiser for the year, why not give the sponsors a year-long benefit of that?
Absolutely.
I absolutely love that. So you mentioned that, last year you were the committee chair. Tell me about the planning for this, because, I assume there's a lot of planning that goes into. You say you're launching a month out from the day. I assume the planning is going on much further down the road from
much. Yeah. I mean, really, we start talking about it over the summer. we start talking about Wolfathon and planning our dates and our themes and what we're going to do. We kind of start assembling our team. This year's Wolfathon is going to be in April, and we've already been talking about this really since May. We end the campaign and we begin to look to the next year of how we're going to do this. And I would say by November, Black Friday, December, we start buying all of our prizes and getting all of that aligned. And then January, we hit the ground running, and it's nonstop. I tell people it was basically a part-time job for me and my co-chair. She also worked a lot with our corporate sponsors and donors on the corporate level. And so it was a part-time job for that month. From January to April, I would say we were just constantly working to make this successful.
And I assume you're working on reaching out to sponsors. You're working on what are we going to do on the event day, and then I assume also honing your message. What message do you want to put in front of the community as to why a donation is needed? Why should you support the Academy?
Yes, we brainstorm all the ideas of these are ways, and we work with administration and we work with teachers. What do you need in the school, extra and above and beyond what you have? And so we kind of come up with a list of, hey, this year, for example, our media center needs a facelift. And so we're going to look to spend $50,000+ just giving the media center a facelift. So, we kind of come up with these themes in advance. Like, this is the theme for this year. This is where all this money is going to go. We're going to buy new playground equipment, or we're going to buy new books. And so that way parents have a clear why in their giving. I mean, a lot of parents and grandparents, they're giving just because they want to support that child. They want to see their child reach their fundraising goals. But they do want to know, where is this money going, and is it going to be used for a good cause, in a way that's worthy. And so we like to really be clear on what we're spending this money on.
Yeah, absolutely. Impact is what drives donations. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And then you mentioned prizes for the kids. I'm curious, what type of stuff? How are you incentivizing those on the ground floor, the kids that are going to be out?
Yeah, and I think really this makes or breaks. Like, kind of what you put into it, you're going to get out of it. And so we spend a lot of money. We hit up a lot of businesses, a lot of sponsors asking for prizes. And so what we do is we have the top 3 kids that raise the most money in the school. They get the top 3 prizes. That might be a Nintendo Switch. It might be a Kindle Fire. It might be, we did cool rollerblades that were light up with a helmet and knee pads. So it's a cool gift that the kids are really excited about. And they all see the top 3 gifts, and they all think, I want to be the number 1 donor in this school. So they all are motivated in that way. But we know everybody's not going to be the top 3. So we go down and we say, number 1, what is this teaching our children? We want to teach our children to be generous. And you can give a little or you can give a lot, but the heart behind it is generosity, right? And so we are a school that has a lot of families really in need and impoverished, and we're trying to run a campaign in the midst of the pandemic that has affected everybody. But we thought, let's teach everybody to give something, whether it's if they bring in 10 cents and that's all they have to give, we want to give them a reward. So we did. Any donation got a prize. It was a little plushy stuffed animal that was hung on their backpack as a keychain. And so kids were very excited to bring something, and everybody could participate in that way. And even teachers would give to some of the kids that did not have, so that everybody would get a prize. And so we found that to be very successful. And then we started at the $20 level. Every student had a goal of $60. That was our student goal. Everybody raised $60. And then for the classroom, we did $60 times, 20 kids, and that's the classroom goal. And then $60 times, however many kids we had in the school, and that was our school goal. But at the $20 level, they got a day that was free of dress code, which was very exciting for the kids. They could wear their normal clothes to school. And so that was at the $20 level. And then the prizes started at $25. We had what we call the bucket of shine. And so at $25, you got 1 ticket. You got your name on a ticket put into the bucket of shine. And each week, our principals would make a big deal of this bucket, and they would bring it, and this is the bucket of shine, and they would pull a ticket. Actually, they would pull about 6 tickets, sometimes more a week, and those kids would get prizes. And so in the bucket of shine, there might be a scooter. There were Kindle Fires. There were Echo Dots. There were Legos. There were soccer balls. There were hey, this is a card to the cafeteria to get 5 free ice creams. So the kids were very excited to get a prize, and these were nice prizes, so they were really motivated. And the more at each level, $50, they got 2 tickets. 150, they got 3, all the way up to $1,000. They would get 25 tickets into the bucket of shine. So they were very excited, and a lot of kids got prizes each week of our campaign. As soon as we launched with the pep rally, each week of the campaign, all the way up till the race, like right before race day, we would pull names from our bucket of shine. And then in addition to that, we created experiences starting at the $75 level. So at $75, a child would, if they raised $75 in donations, they would get glow-in-the-dark dodgeball and a dance party during school hours. And they loved that. And that was at $150. At 75, they had double recess and popsicles during school. And then at $250, we always in the past had done inflatables, the big bouncy houses. Kids love that, but because of COVID, we couldn't. So we created a ninja obstacle course. So they got out of class and they got to do this ninja obstacle course. And then at the $500 level, we brought in a game truck, the video games. And the kids got to go during school. They skip science or whatever, and they're going in the game truck and they're playing for about 20 to 30 minutes in the game truck. And then at the $1,000 level this year, we rented out a local movie theater, and the movie theater donated popcorn and Coke for free. And we just paid for the rental of the movie theater. And the kids that raised $1,000 or more got to go right after school and see a private screening of a movie. And during the pandemic, that was a huge deal because these kids hadn't been in a theater, some of them in like a year, so that was really fun and really successful. And then we took it and said, hey, if we meet our school goal, every kid in the school is going to get a bracelet, a Buford bracelet with the Gibbets charm. That's the little charms that are in Crocs, so that was a big deal. And the kids were so excited everybody got a bracelet, even if you didn't bring in any donations. If the school reaches the goal, everybody wins. So we did that. And then we incentivized classrooms for friendly competition. So if you met your class goal, you got extra recess. And if you were the leading class in your grade, you won an ice cream Dairy Queen Blizzard party at school. And so, and then teachers, we incentivize them because we found out if teachers are excited, they will push their students. They will email their parents. They will say, hey, we're so close to our goal. Y'all please give. We had teachers that would set up a bake sale at sporting events for their class, and they would show up, and their class would show up at the local baseball games and sell and things like that. So getting teachers on board is huge. And so we would give the leading teacher each week. And we didn't do it cumulative. So you may not be the leading in the school, but for that week, if you were in the lead and you brought the most donations your class did that week, they would get a special prize from the teacher bucket of shine. And that might have been a gift card, or it may have been, we're bringing you lunch from a local restaurant and delivering it to school, or you're getting coffee or from Starbucks or whatever. And so they were very excited. And then we also awarded our top teacher in each grade a date night to Topgolf, or a gift card for 2 to Topgolf, or a gift card for 2 to a local steakhouse. And so they were very excited. The year before the pandemic, we gave them Braves tickets, but we couldn't do that much this year. But they were very excited for those gifts. And then if the teacher met their goal, they also got $250 from our funds to spend on their classroom. Oh, and if they didn't meet their goal, we still gave them $150. So they were incentivized either way. Right. And we gave our specials, our PE teachers, because we had to use their gym. So we gave everybody $150, whether they had a homeroom or not. So we had 50 out of 58 homerooms reach their goals, classroom goals. We had 73% of our student body participate by giving at least one donation. So I was very proud of our school. I was very proud of the participation levels. The kids loved the prizes and experiences. It was worth every bit that we spent and all the donations that we worked so hard to procure for the students, because it really paid off.
It's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And as the husband of a teacher, I love incentivizing the teachers too. I think that's absolutely amazing.
They're heroes. They deserve it.
Okay, so I think from when we talked before this past time, this fundraiser, the collection of the money, the actual getting the donations had been done offline. Is Is that
Absolutely.
correct?
We just took cash or check only. There was a real fear of going to credit cards. It was like, this is going to cost too much. We can't do it. It's
Mhm.
too hard to figure out.
Right.
And so we were never able to use online giving or credit cards. So we just did cash or check. And, we still did very well. We raised, since I'm aware, and my daughter, like I said, she's in fifth grade. So it's been between 60 and probably the best year we had was the year right before the pandemic. So 2020, and we raised 120,000
Mhm.
that year. So we had all of the other schools in our district. They did not do a fundraiser last year because of the pandemic. They thought it was not the best timing for a fundraiser and weren't even sure if we'd be able to logistically pull it off because would we
Mhm.
even be in school. So there
Right.
were a lot of unknowns, but we decided to go ahead because what I know is just like I told you, teachers are heroes and they're on the front lines in this pandemic and they're pouring into these kids, and our kids they need a day of having fun. They've had to weather so much. So we really were adamant that we wanted to do this race. And I really believe that even though we were all kind of hit in different ways with the pandemic, people still wanted to be generous. Maybe we couldn't give a lot, but we could give a little. And so I think even in hard times, the message of generosity, it doesn't go away. We still teach to be generous, and people want to do that. I really believe that, and we really saw that this year. So in the midst of a pandemic, when everybody else pulled out in our district of fundraising, and kind of looked at us a little like, "What are you doing?" We saw such generosity from our community and from our families, and we were blown away because whereas we had done 120, and that was our best year we'd ever done right before the pandemic, finances for most people were really good. We came in during the pandemic and we introduced a For a Good Cause platform and had this way for people to give online, and we raised $164,000. So it was just, our goal was $71,000 and we raised 164. So we like more than doubled our goal. We were all blown away. We were just blown away with the response.
Yeah, as we chat here, I'm gonna just share my screen. I'm actually gonna see if I can show the site. Let me know. Is this showing up on? Can you see it as part of our little window here? Hopefully, everyone can. Tell me.
So yeah, the 149, that was just online, and we still took cash and check.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we still got donations in cash and check. Some grandparents are never going to give online. They just, Russia's going to steal their debit card number if they do that. So we still made that option available, and it was a much smaller number, obviously, because most people took advantage of the online platform.
Yeah. So I liked how you guys did this. So explain to me the concept of kind of who gets a page, and then you know, it looks like the teachers, got a page. And
Yes, so we created
join the team under.
teams, and each class was a team. So each homeroom teacher, we created that as their own team. And like for this, if you see two teachers together, one of those teachers was an interventionist teacher. So
Mhm.
they
Right.
or they had a special education classroom, and so we paired them with another teacher. So yeah, you can see they each had their own page as a team, and
Mhm.
then students were able to create their own pages and join the team as an individual fundraiser, and that worked really well. We just made it so simple for parents. We put it in, here's like 8 steps of exactly how to do this, how to set up the page. We
Right.
did a video for teachers beforehand, walking them through the site,
Oh, I love that.
letting them know how to build student pages,
Mhm.
so they could answer questions for their parents. And then we had the teachers actually send that information out to parents, and that little bullet pointed list, and it worked really well.
Right. So you're starting with the teachers, and I think you built the teachers for
I
you built
did. I just went
for the
ahead and
teachers.
created
Okay.
the teacher pages. And,
Right.
once you do one page, it's really copy and paste the
Mhm.
content.
Right.
And then I just got the teacher's headshot off the website and asked the teacher to submit a class photo. And some of those waited until after the pep rally even to do that.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But it's a simple and straightforward. You've got your teams and then individuals, and so you're doing the communications out to the kids. Do you know how many, like, what percentage decided, yeah, I want to build a page and I want to see my own personal goal and that type of thing? Do you have a sense of?
I did not. I didn't research to see how many kids actually built their own pages, but I think we had a really great response. And before we launched the campaign, I sent it out to some of my fellow mom friends who, a lot of them were definitely not technical type people, and they were able to easily build a site for their kids. So I thought, if they can do it, anybody can do it. And I think it was really well, just really well embraced, and as far as people building sites, and we had a large number of kids actually build a site.
Right. Yeah, I think it came out so well, so simple and so easy for you guys. So it seems like that you have inspired some of the other schools in the district now, because I think I saw that the elementary school, senior academy, the middle school have all launched similar campaigns.
They have, and they've actually finished their campaign. One of them is like finishing up, and it'll be over next week, but they've already all raised more than they've raised in the history of the school. Yeah. Using the For a Good Cause platform. So, I mean, the way it's so easy to use, it's so intuitive, so the interface is so friendly for parents and even grandparents, that I just think it's so successful.
Well, it's just been fun watching this campaign. There's no doubt about it. It's been fun watching the competition.
Yes.
I can imagine the classrooms really battling it out to see, and the kids to see who's going to.
They do. They're so excited. And from week to week, it changes. So you just really never know who's going to bring in the $1,000 gift, or, and the beauty of it is a lot of our gifts were $25. It wasn't that we had like a ton of, I think we had 19 or 20, somewhere around there, kids that raised $1,000 or more. But most of them didn't. Most of it was they got the smaller donations, and it all worked together to.
That's wonderful. And how do you guys kind of wrap things up? How do you say thank you to the community? What type of post-event communications are you doing to kind of say, hey guys, look at what we did, and this is where the money's going to go, and you guys have done such a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So the thing I love too, just on as soon as somebody gives through For a Good Cause, there wasn't the option to set it up so they got an email, a thank you note immediately, automatically generated from our team, and from our school. And so that was a great way to just immediately tell our donors thank you. Then we post on the website after it's done. We put pictures up of the event. We send out texts, and we send out emails, and then we put a post on our website. So we follow up post race, usually like a few days after the race. We're able to click. That's another beautiful thing about For a Good Cause, is like we were able to know in real time how much money we had. And we used to spend days counting all this cash, and like trying to figure it all out. And so it was so beautiful to know in real time how much money we had. And so we were just able to close our books a lot faster, to get the word out a lot faster, thank our donors pretty much immediately after the race, and let them know. And then we continue at our school events, our PTO. I was at an event this week, a musical, and they were sharing about what we did last year with Wolfathon, how much money we raised, and how we have spent that money. And so I think parents are very excited to see where their funds are going, and continually hear about it even in the next school year.
Wonderful. Is there anything that you're hoping to do next year, and any new ideas, or anything that you would tell another school that you would, if you're thinking about this campaign, these are things to look out for, or things that if you do this, you can have success?
Yeah, I think promoting the For a Good Cause and setting the campaign up through there so people could give online. And we had the parents would share it on their social media pages. Kids would create videos, and mom would post it on her social media page. And so it reaches a lot of people. I had somebody tell me this week, I posted this on my page, and I never thought a high school classmate would give to my child that I haven't seen in 20 years, but she did, so I think that is amazing, that we can use social media platforms, and I would encourage that. that's one of the things that we did. And I would just say, every year we up our game. We keep it fresh with Wolfathon. We go bigger. I mean, we're looking at, hey, how can we like do something like take the kids to Andretti's if they raise $1,000 or more? And, how can we add Nintendo Switches this year as a top prize, or brand new AirPod Pros? So we're thinking like bigger and better. And we found the money we put in, we're going to get back. I mean, the biggest fear for years was we can't go credit card because we have to pay processing fees. And you see, I mean, we just know that if you put it in the money, you're going to get, nobody thought about those fees. That was not even a question. And so just putting in the money and really rewarding. I forgot to mention on race day, we bring in a food truck and we feed our teachers off of a food truck, and we did a local Mexican restaurant. And so just really incentivizing teachers, really incentivizing your students, and they're going to give, they're going to want to give. And people want to support schools anyway. So I feel like that's an easy ask, but just being real clear in your messaging. And so we're excited. We're excited to see what we can do this year as we grow and expand and add some new goals.
Well, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. You guys have done amazing stuff, raising a lot of money. You got an awesome campaign. I appreciate you sharing your story and your fundraiser with our other clients and other people that visit our blog. So appreciate you taking the time today. And
absolutely, I tell everybody I'm an evangelist for a good cause. It's such an amazing platform, so easy to use, so user friendly, and it truly not only helped us really exceed our fundraising goals, but it really is making a difference in the lives of students, because this money is going right back into kids, and making a difference in their lives. So thank you, Ronald, and For a Good Cause for all you do.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your business and all the kind words. So we'll talk soon. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.